Well, it's certainly been a really long time since I've posted on my YouTube channel, but I wanted to show you guys some of my new plants that I've gotten in the past few months that wasn't in my last plant vlog. I've certainly gone onto the rare aroid craze, so I have a lot more anthurium and rare philodendron that aren't just from big box stores, that I've gotten from imports or rare plant shops or like people on Facebook Marketplace. So that's what most of this video is going to be about. So first up is my philodendron Florida Ghost. As you can see, its leaves are still really minty and still kind of white. It's called the Florida Ghost because the leaves come out this bright white creamy color and then they fade down to green eventually, and in between you get some of these really pretty minty shades of green. And I got this off of somebody from Facebook Marketplace, and it was a whole ordeal because it was in Surrey, which is like really far away, but I got my friend of a friend to pick it up and then bring it to my friend and then bring it to me. So she's in a little 4-inch terracotta pot right now, and she's amazing, doing really well. I'm excited to see the leaf shape mature a lot more. Next, I have my anthurium clarinervium, and it has 4 leaves. This leaf just grew out and it's a little sideways, but that's okay. I got this plant at a store called Figaro's Garden, and they carry a really good selection of imports. So it's in this nice ceramic pot, and it's probably the easiest anthurium to take care of in my slowly growing collection of anthurium. Next, I'm going to show y'all some of my plants that I've gotten from this place called North Shore Tropicals, and it's a rare plant shop in North Vancouver. So this is a variegated philodendron burl marks that I got from NST, and it's kind of like the first like rare expensive plant that entered into my collection. It was like the first plant that was in the 3-digit range. As you can see, the leaves are very, very variegated, splashy. There's even a half moon leaf right here, So this guy grows really, really fast. It's put out 2 new leaves. I don't know if you can see it. One here and one here in the past like month under my care, and that's really exciting. This is another plant from North Shore Tropicals, and it's an Anthurium magnificum verde. It is certainly magnificent. Look at the size of the leaves. There's a little head test for you. It's in this Hasami porcelain pot, which I think is just really beautiful. There's a coaster, and I really like the leaf shape of this leaf. It's like an upside down raindrop, and it just looks really like striking, and the leaves are really big, which I love. And then the color is also this really interesting kind of like medium green. I know a lot of anthuriums are either dark, like my Warqueenum, which I'll show you next, or like really light. But this one is kind of a really perfect like velvety in between. This is the most expensive plant in my collection, and it's an Anthurium Warqueenum, also known as a queen anthurium. As you can see, the leaves are so long and stunning. It's this really dark leaf. This plant was like in the 300s, which is so much money to spend on a plant, but I got it on Black Friday, so it was on a discount. It was a lot cheaper, thank God. This plant has been on my wish list for a really, really long time, and I just got it this last week with Magnificum Verde. So there she is, very stunning. It's just in this white ceramic cache pot. Because of this plant, I set up a humidifier next to my plant kind of bench, because it needs pretty high humidity. She's a fussy queen, so now all of my plants get to enjoy high humidity, but this is just, I'll take good care of her. She's very precious. Just 3 leaves, which I think is pretty good for the price that I got it at. This is a pot of Syngonium albos, and it's 2 plants in one. The first plant I got at Figaro's, but the second I got at this really large greenhouse named Devon's in Abbotsford. We took a really long drive to get there, but the pot of Albosingonium was actually mislabeled as just like normal green Syngonium, so I got a super expensive and rare plant for only $3. So I put the 2 plants together to make it look fuller. Some of the leaves are green, which is, you know, normal because the variegation on these is kind of unstable. There are some super super stunning leaves. Like, oh my gosh, all these are beautiful. There is the newest leaf, and there's already a new one coming in. 2 new ones coming in actually. And these grow like really fast, and they're not fussy at all. So very happy with this kind of uncommon or rare plant. That really is like a bang for my buck. And I put it in this also beige kind of ceramic planter that I got from Southlands. And I'll show you the plants that I got from Southlands next. So Southlands is a garden center pretty close to my house, but they're known for having events with Ecuagenera, which is a rare plant import company from Ecuador. So just this past month, there was a Ecuagenera event hosted at Southlands, where there are a lot of super rare like South American and tropical plants for sale. And this is one of them. This is my anthurium Friedrichsthaliani. I think that's how you pronounce it. But I love the saddle-shaped leaves. They're so long and beautiful. I think they go really well with this kind of squiggly ceramic pot. My import plants from the Ecuagenera sale just got out of acclimating, and acclimation is basically where you have to make sure your plants get used to your home environment, because they come from a really humid and hot area, obviously like near the equator, and coming into your house is a really difficult and stressful process. So I actually had these next few plants in a like storage plastic box for like the past like 2 weeks to keep up the humidity, and then I had to slowly wean off the humidity so it kind of gets accustomed to my room humidity. So my anthurium. Now this is another anthurium that I got at the Ecuagenera sale, and this is probably my second most favorite anthurium behind the queen. This is a anthurium coromellense. Here's a little head test for the newest leaf. There are 4 leaves, and one of them, you can see a little stump, died in the acclimating process. That's super normal. This plant was a little hard to acclimate because it's really tall, so it didn't fit in my bin. I had to squish it in. And also, I put all of my imported plants in perlite and moss instead of soil to encourage new root growth. And I put them all in orchid pots, like clear pots, so you could see how they're doing. And honestly, very, very stunning plant. I love the leaf shape. It kind of reminds me of a Anthurium veitchii almost. But the color is like this really beautiful emerald green, and it's also kind of velvety too. And this plant was also pretty expensive. It was in the like mid to high hundreds range, but the last one I just showed you was a lot cheaper, so starting to spend some money here. This is the last plant from the import, and this is a Philodendron melanochrysum. It has 4 leaves. One of the leaves, which was very big and beautiful and mature, actually like got torn off. I guess like they handled it a little too roughly, but that's okay. The newest leaf here is still hardening off. And this plant was also, it was almost $100, so it's still pretty pricey. But for the size of the leaves, I think it's a pretty good price. And I have it in this ceramic planter here in just a clear, like, orchid pot too. And I love how velvety these leaves are. I think I'm like obsessed with like velvety dark leafed philodendrons and anthurium right now, so definitely fits into that category. This is an alocasia black velvet that's a little etiolated because it's really dark in Vancouver right now, so it's trying to stretch towards the sunlight. But oh my god, look at how stunning and big these leaves are. This guy is consistently putting out new leaves, and it's not that fussy in terms of alocasia go. And the back of the leaves, oh my god. It's like this royal, like purpley maroon color that I'm very obsessed with. So this is definitely my favorite alocasia. And the only thing is that it's like a little stretched out and lanky. So if it was a little shorter and more compact, it'd be even more beautiful. But I love it for what it is. This is a Monstera Peru, and y'all, just look at this leaf texture. It looks so like reptilian and like I don't know, like snake skin or something, which is why I love this plant. I got this plant from a seller off of Facebook, and I lost one of the leaves that it came with, but I think that was just the acclimating process. I just think this plant is really stunning, and yeah, it's a Monstera, so hopefully it grows pretty quickly. It hasn't put out a new leaf yet, but I see like a little like bump. So a new leaf might come eventually, hopefully soon. Next is my Philodendron Mamai, which is definitely the smallest but cutest addition to my plant collection. I really like this plant because of the silver, I don't know if you can see the silver markings on the leaf. They glitter, like they're like iridescent, which is beautiful. It's also called Silver Cloud for that reason. I got this as the same seller of the Peru that you just saw on Facebook, and I got both of these plants for a really good price, like 30 bucks. Even though they're like kind of rare, like uncommon, and usually more pricey. They're both in like clear pots. This one's honestly just like a little plastic like water cup. But look at this, it has two leaves. One of the leaves that it came with died, but that was after this leaf just unfurled like a week ago. So I think it's having trouble sustaining more than two leaves at once, but hopefully with some fertilizer and some good humidity, it'll have a third leaf and it'll look very stunning. And I have it in this really cute like ceramic pot too that I got from Devon's. Last but not least is my Philodendron Florida Green, which is just the green version of the Florida Ghost that I showed you first. But this guy's way bigger and way more mature. Here's a new leaf that is just unfurling. So the leaf shape, as you can see, gets more intricate as it matures. So the immature leaves are kind of simple and have less lobes, like this one. Then as it gets more mature, it starts looking more like this. So the Florida Ghost will do that as well. This one is just such a fast grower. It just is constantly putting out new leaves. Like the Florida Ghost, it has this bumpy, I don't know if you can see it, it's like a bumpy petiole, which is kind of the characteristic of its parent, which is the Philodendron squamiferum, which has really fuzzy petioles, so the bumps are kind of left over from that, I think. And then, yeah, so it grows in this really interesting pattern. Like it comes with a sheath, and then the sheath will grow, and then a new leaf will come out, and then as the sheath unfurls, another sheath will be inside it. So there will be another leaf with each leaf that comes. So, yeah.
I would do anything for you. I am right here, reaching.
So this is the end of the video. I definitely spent way more money on these plants than I ever would have expected, especially this one. But I think they are so stunning, and I think my plant collection is a little more curated now, so less random ferns from like Home Depot and a lot more plants that I care about and are just so elegant. If you have any questions about my plants, plant care, where to find good plants or plant pots, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. I'm not like a professional, but I think I kind of know what I'm doing at this point, so yeah. Thanks for watching.